One of the afternoons on 2005, we were all resting, and it was very cold. In Kodaikanal, it was a hill station, it was very cold. There were no pillows or carpets. They would roll everything after Swami goes away. So there was only Swami's footrest and his cushions. So I always had this feeling that Swami loves us so much and I love Swami so much, I could always use all those. So I used to use Swami's footrest as my pillow, and I would just put my kerchief on it and I would lie down. All of a sudden at about 3:30, one of the devotees came in and said, Swami is calling the mic boys. My heart was on my throat. I could feel everything coming to my throat. We were half asleep. We woke up, we went, and Swami was waiting inside with t-shirts in his hand. And he gave each of us a t-shirt. He was speaking to each one of us. And when it was my turn, I went to Swami and I said, Swami, you told me you will tell me what to do in my life. I want to do music. I am now working in IIT Madras. Swami said, you don't like your job at all. You never like your job. I said, Swami, yes, Swami, but could you tell me what I must do? Swami said, come to Puttaparthi, I'll tell you what to do. From 2005 to 2007, the wait was not easy. I used to go every month to Puttaparthi. I would say 3 times a month to Puttaparthi. I would take a letter, always with capital letters so that Swami could read, write in block letters, not too big stories. Swami, could you tell me what to do? ? And then I would write music with a smiley. It's very funny the way I wrote to Swami when I think of it now, but I was very desperate. I wanted Swami to just read and respond. There was no time. The car would swiftly pass through you. And sometimes when he reads, I want him to read and reply to me immediately. So innocently, I used to do that. 2005 passed. Many, many visits. I would say at least 100 visits to Puttaparthi. No response from Swami. I would sit in the front. I would try to sit in all probable corners in Puttaparthi where Swami's car would come. I would move. I would bend. There was no way that he gave me attention. In 2006, it kind of became quite frustrating for me. There was this moment when I started feeling that, is Swami really going to tell? Is there a way? He would speak to my father. If my mother was in the darshan, he would see her and bless her. My father was an office bearer. He had this principle which was ridiculous to me. What he would do was, because he's an office bearer and he would sit in the veranda, he would not talk anything personal to Bhagawan because he is holding a post in the organization. And if he had to talk something to Swami about his family, he would come out and sit along with the devotees to request Swami for something, anything to do with personal things that he has to ask for Swami. In 2006, I still remember I was asking my father, Appa, why don't you ask Bhagawan what I must do? I'm here, I left my job already, I'm here waiting. And I forgot to tell you, in Kodaikanal, the last thing Swami told me was, you leave your job and I'll tell you what to do. That's what Swami told me in Kodaikanal in 2005. I was so happy when he said, leave your job. So I left my job, I came back, and it was now again 2006. My faith started to kind of shake. I was a little upset, I was frustrated. All my classmates, all my friends, all my relatives, they would all be like, you were in such a nice job in Indian Institute of Technology. You're so well educated, and now you have left your job just because Bhagavan has told, it's okay, you could have continued your job, you could earn something for your family. More such things from the outside world started plunging me, I was going more deeper, more into a void. My faith started to shake on Bhagavan for some reason, to be very honest with you. He told me that he will take care of me and he will tell me what to do, but 1 year was very long. 2006 was also very, very long for me. It was too much. And then what I started to do was, every time I go and sit in Prashanti Nilayam, wherever I sit, the car will not come. And I go and sit in another place, Swami's wheelchair will come, he will cut across and go directly to the veranda. So there was a lot of self-accusation that started happening in me. Oh, something is wrong with me, I don't have enough faith on Bhagawan, I have not done something correctly, I should have not left my job. You know, this dilemma, it was madness, and I was young. And for some reason, and my parents would always say, wait for Swami to say, that's all. And they were not affected over the fact that I was not working or I was not in a job, whether son is going to be in music or going to work. It was nothing for them. They were very calm, but I was very agitated. And time rolled on. In 2006, what I started doing was, I started feeling wherever I sit, Swami was not coming. So because of me, the other devotees were not able to get darshan and they were not able to give letters. I stopped going into the Kulwant hall. No, I'm being very honest to you. I was quite hurt over the fact that wherever I sit, Bhagavan was not coming. I used to go and take tabla classes in the music college. I used to go to the music college. During the darshan time, I used to come, see Swami from outside and go back. I was waiting for Swami to recognize me at some point in time and tell me what to do. It was not happening. One day what had happened, I was in Kulwant hall. Swami had mentioned to my mother, saying, what is your son doing? And my mother said, Swami, he's waiting for you to guide him. He wants to be in music. Swami had told my mother, ask him to come. Because of that, I went into Kulwant hall. That day, I did not have my breakfast. I was sitting in Kulwant hall. Swami again bypassed me. He didn't come on that side. He went through the other side. And I thought this was going to continue for some time. And then there was this brother who came with an apple in his hand. He came to me and he said, Swami wants you to eat this. You have not had your breakfast. It was at that moment I realized that we are so concerned of the physical form to give us attention, while actually Bhagavan thinks more of me and my hunger than me myself. I didn't even realize I did not have my breakfast. Anyway, the long and short of it was, Swami had called me into the interview room. Swami was very grim. So I was kneeling down looking at Swami. Swami was very silent. Swami looked at me and said, one more thing. I must tell you all, I must confess to tell you all this. One day I was so upset, something inside me was so disturbed at home because, you know, being idle at home, being a musician, not going for a job, 2 years, with everyone having so much expectation, it kind of, as I told you, it plunged me somewhere down. There was one day I had Bhagavan's picture in my hand, and something my mother asked me, saying that, see, you should do something. I said, it is all because of Swami that I'm sitting like this. I could have done something, and what I did, I pushed Swami's picture down from the table. It was not out of anger. I don't know what emotion that was. I was expecting way too much from Swami, and I became so dependent on him. The picture actually fell down and the glass broke. Seeing that, I was all the more hurt that I should have not done that, and I was crying, and I still remember cleaning the glass. That was a forgotten story. In 2005 or 6, Swami in the interview room told me, if my photo breaks, it is your heart that is going to pain. See, nothing has happened to me. Swami was like that. I realized at that moment that every small action of ours is noted by Bhagavan. Every small action, whether it is out of love or anger, he knows. And trust me, it really does not matter to Bhagavan. It really does not matter to Bhagavan in what state of affairs we are. Ultimately, he wants us to be happy. And then Swami said, see, your faith is like a pendulum. Swami said, your faith is like a pendulum. Swami says, 2 years have gone past. 2 years have run. Swami said, 2 varsham poch in Tamil. And then he said, your faith is like a pendulum. He showed his hand like this. He said, when the pendulum goes left and right like this, it keeps ticking. He says, the time keeps moving in the clock. He says, if you stop the pendulum, if it stops, the time stops. So beautifully, Swami said, faith must be like a pendulum. If it is like a pendulum moving left and right, time will keep going. Oh, will Swami tell me or will Swami not tell me? Will I be in music? Will I not be in music? Will I be working? Will I not be working? Will I be earning money? Will I not be earning money? I was oscillating. My mind was, it was a mad monkey at that time. It was just oscillating. Swami said, stop the pendulum. Your faith must be like a stopped pendulum. Just stop it. Swami said, when you have faith like that, he says, time will wait for you. That was what I didn't understand at that point. Swami said, because your faith was oscillating so much, you lost so much time. You must have deep faith in Bhagawan's words, and time will wait for you and you will not lose time. And then Swami asked me, what do you want to do? I said, Swami, I want to be in music. Swami said, start a small business in your house, in the first floor. I told Swami, there is no first floor. It's a small house in Adyar, in Chennai. I said, Swami, it's a single bedroom, two-bedroom house in Adyar, and it's only terrace in the first floor. Swami said, start your business in the first floor. I said, Swami, I have to build, I would like to do a music studio. I want to be in music business. Swami said, do it. I told Swami, I need a lot of money. So, Swami, I have to ask the bank. I don't want to burden my dad. Swami said, you don't need a lot of money. You need a lot of faith and devotion. Swami said, if faith and devotion is there, money will come. Go, do it. Swami said, trust me, ever since that moment, everything just started flowering. I told my dad, I was very excited to start a music studio. I started collecting all the old wood and used items because I did not want to spend a lot of money. So I used to go to the harbor and collect all the packing material because there were crates of very nice wood that would come from Italy and England and many other places for mobile phones, car engines. Mercedes-Benz used to send very nice packing wood for its engines from Stuttgart. I used to go and collect them, dry them, and use the carpenters to cut it, do pest control, and I was slowly doing my studio step by step. Where from money came, for some reason I had a lot of concerts coming up. I was going for a lot of tabla concerts. I was touring around the world. I used all that money. My father was very gracious to part a lot of savings to do my studio. And it was in 2007, Bhagawan suddenly announced that he was going to come to Chennai for Atirudra Mahayajna. That was exactly when my studio was not completed, but it was in the process. The studio was happening. Swami was in Chennai, and many of us were given different duties, like all of you who have different duties for microphones, some volunteers, bhajan group. So from the bhajan group, we were given different duties to take care when Swami was there in Chennai. Swami had arrived in Chennai. My job was to collect all the clothes of the students and give it to the dhobi, and that was my duty. When Swami had first come in, Swami had asked, where are the Kodai mic boys? So Swami remembered us in Kodai. So we all came back from the back door. We saw Swami. Swami said, ask them to stay up. So all the three of us were there right next to Bhagawan's room and doing all the service that we could do for him, taking care of whatever Bhagawan needed, serving food for Bhagawan. Beautiful moments with Bhagawan. I can share you one or two instances, very nice stories. I was doing my studio when Swami was there. The 10 days was paused. There was no work happening in the studio. There was one day in Chennai, Swami never came out for breakfast. And we all used to eat only after Swami and the VIPs had food. So what happened was, I was very, very hungry that morning. And Swami came very late for breakfast. And it was almost 8 o'clock. I saw Swami's plates filled with strawberries, watermelons, grapes, very nice food for Swami. And something inside me told, Swami always says, I am you, you are me. We are all, you should realize that you and me are one. I thought, what is wrong if I eat or if Swami eats? So, without my other two brothers knowing, when they had just moved out in the kitchen, I pulled out 2 strawberries and took 2 watermelon, and I quickly ate it. And it was the time we used to take turns to serve Bhagawan. One used to serve rice, the other used to serve curry, the last one used to take fruits. And that day my turn was fruits. I had to go and serve fruits to Bhagawan. So I went near Swami and I kept as if I knew nothing. I had no guilt in me, very honestly. I went and I kept the plate which I had already eaten from. Swami, fruits eppadi irundhudu? How was the fruits? I could not tell Swami anything because the All India President is there, the trust convener is there, the students are there. It was very difficult. I just smiled at Swami and then I just moved away. I didn't give him any reply. And Swami very beautifully said, these boys are working very hard. You should give them fruits and juice and everything, Daily keep some fruits and juice for them, Swami said. See, brothers and sisters, I'm telling you, this was the second instance for me on food. And I'm going to tell you one more. The first time, as I told you, when Swami sent an apple that he wanted me to have, Swami knows you to what detail I cannot tell you. We all see Swami like he's God. Yes, he is. But do you realize that he's like every one of us, like our mother, showing so much love to us? We sometimes forget how loving Swami is. We really forget it in our day-to-day lives. We keep him up there. And Swami once told me that if you see me as God, as one pedestal higher than me, you can never cover the distance between you and me. If you feel you and me are one, then the distance between you and me will be nothing. The more you feel Swami is somebody above you, Swami is someone who is more enlightened than you, and keep him much up there, it's very relative. The more you grow, Swami is going to go farther and farther away. Somewhere we have to understand that Swami really is in us and he loves us so much. This was one very small incident, very funny moment. But how much it has taught me in life, I cannot tell you. You can infer from such a beautiful story.